Okay, we'll continue. Okay. To pass variable constructor using inheritance. Okay. So now I'm opening Visual Studio. So now here in the same father class, I'm passing a parameter int value. Okay, the child class. Here I'm using private int value because I don't want to expose this value outside the world. So here I'm going to use values equal to value. Right? Got my point? Now, sir, I want to pass the same value to the father class. So in the father class also, here also I'm using private int underscore value. Right? Here int value underscore value is equal to value. Now, when I try to create an object, this value will not be executed. Okay, because in the program.cs file, I'm passing my value as 10. Listen carefully. I'm putting a breakpoint when I'm running a program. There was a would like to run the build. No. There is no argument given that corresponding to the parameter of value of father. Why? You are not passing the value to the parameter of father class. To do that, you have to use in the child base class colon enter base value. Okay. That means that in the base parameter, this base denotes to your father class. You see here, base is the keyword to pass the value to your father class. Now you try to build. Will succeed. Got my point? Sir, what if I'm not passing the base? What if not passing the base? This base, go to implementation, it will come to your father class construct. Got it? So to pass that point, what? When we try to create object, when we are trying to create a object, object by passing parameter of constructor using base keyword in the inheritance. Are you got my point? Base keyword in the inheritance, right? Without a base keyword, sir, for example, if I'm not having any int value, time being I'm hard coding. Okay, in the child class, I'm using a hard code value. Okay, when I build it, it will work. Why? Because my parent class father doesn't require a my father class doesn't require a what? My father class doesn't require a parameter. But if it is required a parameter, you should use compulsory. When you build it, you'll get an error saying that you need to pass the value. Clear the point? నిద్రపోకు. నువ్వు నిద్రపోతే నాకు నిద్ర వచ్చేసింది. Right? Clear my point? ఎలా అమ్మా చూడు. Function F11. Okay. See here. ముందు ఏరోప్లేన్ మోడ్ లో పడింది. Right? So now I'm having a method public. I'm having a method public integer index into y, which is returning x plus y plus underscore y. Similar way, I'm adding a one more method here, some example, multiply. Same thing I'm using, okay, don't worry. Here, will it work or not, we'll see. Child dot add, you see add method, x value is 10, y value is 20, right? And here, I'm surrounded with console dot right? Yes. So now you see step into it is coming to the multiply method. So the value is holding 10. Value is holding the constructor value, right? Where we are holding a constructor, is it a private variable? Is it a private variable? Now see the program is executed. Got it? So a parent class I have a add method. Sorry, child class I have add method. Parent class I have a multiply method. So when we try to create an object, third point, fourth point, when we are creating object of child class, all the properties, all members of both parent or base class as well as child class will be accessed, as well as child class will be accessed, right? When we are creating object of child class, all member of both parent and base class as well as child class will be accessed. Or you got my point? So this is called inheritance. Yeah. So what is inheritance? It is a concept of creating a base class. Based on that, to derive a derived class is known as inheritance. Or you got my point? So which constructor will be executed first? Father constructor will be, parent constructor will be executed first. Subsequently, child constructor will be executed. To pass variable in inheritance, we are trying to create an object by passing using a base keyword. Clear my point? Now, types of inheritance. Please listen carefully. Types of inheritance. There are 5 types of inheritance. There are 5 types of inheritance. What is that? Single, multiple, single, multiple, multi-level, multi-level, 4, hierarchical, 5th, hybrid. Okay. Single in the sense, one class derived by another class. What we seen so far. So after that, I'm going to define multi-level. I'm going to tell multi-level. What is multi-level? One class? No. Multi-level means base class, child class, again child class. Grandfather, father, child. Or you got my point? So grandfather class. So multi-level in the sense you can come up with any levels like base 1 will be inherited to child. Again, this child will be inherited to child 1. This is called multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance. Or you got my point? So now I'm coming here. I'm trying to create a one more class. I'm going to create a one more class. Which is called mother. Right? In the mother class, what I'm going to do? CTOR. I created a constructor. Int value. Right? Then protected. I'm using a private right now. I'll talk about protected in 2 minutes. Private int underscore value. Right? So now what I will do? Underscore value is equal to value. Done. Now here public int subt index comma into y. Return. I can put like this. Okay. Now build. Come again. Awesome leather. I'm planning. Wait, I'll come back. Wait. I am inheriting my father to mother class. I'm inheriting multi-level. Okay. Ade tondra antundi. Father. Right? Now, my mother is going to be inherited to child class. Is it a multi-level inheritance or not? Father is inheriting to mother, mother is inheriting to child. I got my point. Now, when I build it, I'll get an error. Tell me what is the error? The mother of base class constructor is not passing a value to father class. Right? So now you try to build this program, it will work. Right? So this is called multi-level inheritance. This is called multi-level inheritance. So single inheritance is possible, multi-level inheritance is possible. Now, coming back, multiple inheritance. What is multiple inheritance? Two base classes, one child class. All right, two base classes, one child class. Now, if you see here, I am removing this right now. Okay, I'm going to the program class. I'm removing this base class also, base value also right now. Now class is ready. When you build it, it will work. Okay, time being, I'm commenting this. I'm commenting this. Now I'm going to the child class. I'm trying to use father. It will not allow. Base class. It means that on base in .NET or Java, multiple Java or .NET or C++, multiple inheritance is not possible. Only single and multi-level inheritance. No hybrid, no hierarchy, no multi-level. Clear? No hybrid, no hierarchy, no multi-level inheritance. Multiple inheritance is not possible. Right? To handle, before I'm going to do that, చాలా ఫాస్ట్ ఉన్నారు. So, what is your notes? In C#.NET, we can achieve only single and multi-level inheritance. Okay, we cannot achieve multiple inheritance. See, I'll tell you why multiple inheritance. Can I have two father in a single base class? Practical. That's the concept. Object oriented is basically your day-to-day life. If you understand your day-to-day life, writing code in object oriented is something like peanut. Or you got my point? That statement is very hard to say, but you need to understand. That's the reason I commented that statement. Right? Because the recording is going on. Okay. Who is Galaxy? Komala?
Yes, sir.
Are you there?
Please, can you share the screen, sir?
చేయలేదు అనుకుంటా చేస్తున్నాను కదా Are you able to see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you understand sharing Avla. Okay. So, sir, what is destructor? Before we go to inheritance, what is destructor? Destructor is nothing but destructor is used to destroy object at runtime. Destroy object at runtime. How can I use a destructor? Just use tilt symbol with class name. And then you have to use curly braces. Now I go here, go to child class, shift chills, that's all. Console dot right line of destructor invoke. Which destructor? Child destructor. Right? Now build the project. Go to program.cs file. Now child dot dispose. Child dot dispose मतलब लेगा. No need. Leave it. It automatically called actually. When you're terminating the program, automatically it will call. We see here. I'll tell you when to call this disbursement by tomorrow. Hmm? Okay, we'll take a break for 5 minutes and then we can go for inheritance. Inheritance on the abstract class. Okay? Komala,
Okay, sir.
we'll take a break for 5 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Sarah?
ఏమంటారు సీరియల్ జస్ట్
అదైతే ఘోరం సీరియల్ అయితే 1 minute కూడా రాదు. బట్ ఎలా బాగా
అలానే ఉంటుంది.
బాగానే రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను, బాగా భయపెడుతున్నాను.
రిక్వెస్ట్ కాదు నాకు భయం కెరియర్ ఫిక్స్ అయ్యారు ఏం కాదు.
4.5 అంటే సరే 5 చేద్దాం అనుకుంటే మరీ 7 అంటాను. చైతన్యకు ఇది ఎట్లయినా వస్తుంది, ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. అవసరం
వచ్చేది గ్యాప్ వచ్చేసి కెరియర్
గ్యాప్ ఏమైంది పెట్టుకోమన్నాడు కదా, సజెషన్ ఇచ్చిండు లేదా?
నాకు అది ఇష్టం లేక అది ఏమి తిప్పలు పడుతుంది. లేకపోతే
ఎగిరి ఫస్ట్ యాక్ట్ చేసి ఇక్కడ ఉండాల్సిన కాదు, కరెక్ట్ వీడియోస్ వల్ల కానీ
అది ఒక టైం పాస్ కింద అది ఒక ఇంట్రెస్ట్ అన్నమాట. ఎప్పుడైనా బోర్ కొడితే చేస్తుంది.
ఎప్పుడైనా బోర్ కొడితే నీ విధానం చూస్తుంది.
నిజంగా జనాలు బాగా నవ్వుకుంటుంటారు. నాకు చెప్పుకోవాలని కాదు కానీ ఏమో అంటే జనాలు ఎంజాయ్ చేస్తున్నారు. మీరు కూడా
అన్ని కంటిన్యూ శ్రీదేవి కంపెనీ జబర్దస్త్ చేసినప్పుడు
అది ఎవరో వస్తుంది.
బిగినింగ్ చేసాను వాళ్ళ చిన్న
ఓకే, ఎందుకు 30లో పెట్టావు? Okay, the next topic is interface. First point, to achieve multiple inheritance. What is multiple inheritance? Two base class with one child class, right? To achieve multiple inheritance, we need to use a concept called interface, right? Now I'm opening a Visual Studio. Continue with code, file, new project. Console app, .NET framework. Next, sample underscore interface. Create. So I'm deleting this program.cs. I'm just going and creating class called program. Here, I don't want all these things. I'm using only system class. Okay. Now in the program.class, public static void main. Right? Now I got a main method. Now what I'm planning to do, I create an interface. To create interface, the first point is to create interface. Right click, go to add new item, where you see there is an interface. Right? You are going to choose interface. When you are using an interface, you should use I father. Right? I create a I father. Now go back to here. To create interface, we need to use interface keyword. We need to use a keyword called interface. I got my point. Example, interface I father. I father is nothing but an interface. I father is nothing but an interface. How we are creating a class, similar way you are going to create an interface. No doubt in that, no problem in that. Right? Now, whether my interface containing a method, public void add. When you build it, it throws an exception. Console dot write line. It's supposed to throw. I don't know why it is not throwing. Interface executed. I'm saying interface executed. If you put like this and try to build, how come? కొత్తగా ఉంది. Interface, I had a method. Okay. Now I'm going to create a class to call that interface. What is my class? Child. Right? In the child class, I'm going to call my interface. I'm going to call my interface. I father. Now try to build. It succeeded. Program.cs child dot underscore child is equal to new child dot. See, interface method is not coming here. Add. I got my point. So you cannot create object for an interface. Very clear. So second point, third point, we cannot create object for an interface. Or you got my point? We cannot create object for an interface. So here, to implement interfaces, you have to declare, you should have only method declaration. You should not have method implementation. You should have only you should have public. ఇక్కడ యాక్చువల్గా ఒకటి రావాలా, ఎందుకు రావట్లేదో తెలియదా. Void add here console dot write line I father interface containing method. I father interface containing method. Right? So interface always has method declaration. Interface always contain method declaration. So what is our third point, fourth point? Interface always contain method declaration. It shouldn't require implementation because we are not able to create an object for an interface. Have you got my point? We are not going to create object for an interface. And second point is, ఏమా అడుగు, ఏం కావాలో నన్ను అడుగు, అతన్ని కాదు. ఏం కావాలి, ఏం చెప్పావు చెప్పు. ఏదన్నా నన్ను అడగాలి కదా. Right? I'm having a one more method, public void remove like this. So same way you copy this method, go here, I father interface remove method. Right? Right? When you build it, you got here. I'm going to use child dot. You got an add method. Similarly, you got an remove method. Or you got my point. But you are not able to access the properties in interface. Okay. Now you understand what is the purpose of interface. Interface has only a method declaration. It doesn't contain method definition. Body you cannot write in interface. Where you will write that interface body? While implementing into a class. Or you got my point. So where we can write body of the interface when we try to, when we implement interface in any class, we are going to create body of the interface containing method. Interface containing method. All right. Now, sir, you said multiple inheritance is possible in interface, right? So now I'm going back, trying to create another interface. Interface mother. In this mother interface, I'm trying to create void display. Okay. Now go back, save all, go back to the child program. Here, you can achieve multiple inheritance with the help of interface. See, now it is possible. Implement interface. Now you got the interface implementation. Or you got my point? So here, you simply say console dot write line of. What you will do? Copy, paste. Here, iMother interface display method. Right? Or you got my point? So I'm achieving multiple inheritance with the help of interface. Or you got my point? But here I can say fully achieving or partially achieving. Partially I am achieving the multiple inheritance because the entire implementation happening in your child class. Entire implementation is happening in your child class. So what is your sixth point? Interface will help us to achieve partially multiple inheritance. Komala, are you there? What's her name? Komala, you are in mute. Partially you are achieving multiple inheritance. Are you got my point? So now when I try to create an object of program, first one is child dot add method. Child dot remove method. Child dot display method. Right? I'll come there. Wait. Okay. Console dot read line. All right. Now, if you see the program, all three methods are executed. I interface containing method remove method, display method. All three methods. Sir, can I have my own method in a class on top of this interface? I had implemented iFather, iMother in my class. Can I have my own method? Yes, you can. You can create your own method saying that public void show, right? Here, copy, paste. You can say child class show method, child class show method. Now save this, go to program.cs file, simply say child dot show. You see all the methods are executed. Two methods are from iFather class. Two methods, one method are from iMother class. One method are from child class method. So I am able to achieve multiple inheritance with the help of interface partially. That's very clear. Now you all understand what is interface. My question here is, sir, I don't want to create object for my child class, iMother class. I don't want to create object for iMother class. I want to create object for only iFather class along with my child class. How can I do that? Or you got my point? I want to create, seventh point is we need to create object for iFather containing method. iFather containing method. Why I am doing that? Because I'm not going to use iMother containing method. If I create an object for a class, the memory will be wasted. To avoid the wasted memory, I'm going to create a particular interface containing method. Or you got my point? For that, how you will do is iFather underscore child is equal to new of child class. New of child class. So that you are restricting your mother containing methods. You are not creating memory for mother containing methods. How to do that, sir? Let's go here. Simply go and say here, iFather. I'm not doing anything. Simply I'm going to use iFather. You see here, what is that? iFather does not containing a definition for display and no accessible extension. So if we use an object for iFather, how the memory will create now? What is the flow of extension here? Your variable declaration is iFather of underscore child. That is your step one. What is your step two? Constructor of child class will get invoked. And then when you try to create a memory, the child class only creating memory for iFather containing methods. The child class creating memory only for iFather containing methods. See, I am bringing everyone into my class. I'm going to create object only for the particular interface. I have 10 interfaces in my class. I try to implement all the 10 interfaces. But I want to create a particular interface containing method. Now you ask you, right, where we will going to implement this. Now you understand? A class may have n number of objects. Even this class will not allow you to get access. Only the interface containing method I am going to create. Or you got my point? So here, what we'll do, we need to create object for I containing method we are going to use, where even a child class containing method also will not be accessed. Child class containing method also will not be accessed. See, it is very easy topic if you can understand properly code by code. This is not nothing more than this. It's one of the best topic, one of the easiest topic in object oriented. If you understand inheritance, you can easily understand interface. What is inheritance? Concept of creating a base class based on that to derive a derived class is known as inheritance. How many type of inheritance we have? Single, multiple, multi-level, multiple, hybrid, hierarchy. .NET will support, C#.NET will support single and multi-level inheritance. Clear? To achieve multiple inheritance, we need to go for a concept called interface. In interface, you should use a keyword called interface so that to create an interface. Okay, it is similar to class, but within interface, do you have a method declaration or method implementation? Interface only contain method declaration. Where to implement those methods? By implementing a class. In inheritance, you will say inherit. Whereas in C#, we will use interface to implement. If you change the term from inherit to implement or implement to inherit, feel that you are a fake. When you're talking about interface, always you should say the term called implement. That's why I created we implemented. When we implemented interface in any class, we are going to create body of the interface containing method. Method within a class. This is more important. Within a class. Interface will help you to achieve partial multiple inheritance. Sir, I want to create objects for a particular interface. We have to use a method. Even class containing method also will not be accessed. Now you ask you, right? Sir, where you will use implementation of interface. Now you understand? I try to inherit 10 interfaces in my class, but I want to create memory for a particular interface. What should I do? Yeah, please. No, అలా అడగలేదు. ఇంటర్ఫేస్ గురించి అడిగారు. See, when you make your C# is purely object oriented. Object oriented is nothing but purely a principle followed by human relationship. Got my point? Till today, from the day one of hooks, did I compare our day-to-day life with object oriented? With my class, with my constructor, with my inheritance, everything? I'm comparing, right? With my day-to-day relationship. Or you got my point? Now, multiple inheritance concept, I clearly told you. I cannot repeat. That is what? It is restricting you. That is why OOPS is a purely, see, C++ is partially object oriented, not purely object oriented. Why we are calling C# and Java is purely object oriented? This is the reason. Got my point? You understand? when you make two father classes or two base classes into a single child class, you are deviating the real-time world. A father may have multiple child. A child cannot have multiple father. Got my point? A father can have multiple child, but my child cannot have multiple father. It means that why the interface comes into picture? Why the interface comes into picture? I have a father, stepfather, babai, tatanana, something like that, right? So that kind of relationship will be built in. Make sense? There you will get the information, but you will not take as it is from him. Am I right or not? You will get the information, but you are not going to as easily get the information from it. Once you get that information, you will do on your own and you will build your life. Right? So that is the reason interface only contain method declaration. It doesn't contain method implementation. Now you understand? Yes. Now, what is the next topic? Can I stop here? We'll do tomorrow abstract class. If I go abstract class, another 45 minutes will have. So if our abstract class is completed, I'm going for a delegates. Tomorrow I can complete abstract class and delegates. Once that has been completed, then no, abstract class completed, then I'll go for polymorphism. Once polymorphism completed, tomorrow the entire OOPS will be completed. Then we can go for delegates, then collections, arrays, those topics we can cover. Right? 1.5 hours we can have a class. Because very difficult. And I'm planning probably by next week, but I can't assure you. I'm planning to take parallelly with the UI. 1 hour C#, 1 hour UI I'm planning. JavaScript by instruction. కొంచెం ఏదైనా పడతారేమో చూస్తున్నాం పడకపోతే ఐ విల్ టాక్ టు దెమ్. లేదంటే కొత్త బ్యాచ్ ఇచ్చారండి, HTML తో కవర్ చేసి వేసుకుంటాను. మీరు 4-5 ఉన్నారు, వాళ్ళని కూడా 10 మందిని చేసేసి కూర్చోబెట్టేద్దాం. జావా కూడా నేను స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాను. సో రెండు కలిపి మిక్స్ చేసి కొట్టేద్దాం. HTML కొంచెం వెయిట్ చేయండి. మే ఫస్ట్ దాకా ఆల్రెడీ ఇన్ డిస్కషన్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. గ్యాలక్సీ ఇప్పుడన్నా మాట్లాడండి మేడం. గ్యాలక్సీ మేడం.